All right, hello everybody. We are live here at the Boston Blue Beat Monthly. I'm Toledo, and I'm joined by the lovely Roan.
What's up? Hello again. It is so great to be back with you all today. I've been on for the long haul. We got some Grand Blue in. Very excited about that. Strive, as always, big fan. Happy to see everyone just crushing it in the bracket there. And we are rounding out the night as we always do here with BBCF. So very exciting. You know, got all the big hitters in bracket except for one of them who's joining me on comms today.
All right, you're flattering.
I've got to be nice, you know, to the squad. I'm kind of a little bit out of my usual element, so I got to make sure everyone's feeling pampered and that I'm in the mix. You know, everyone's gonna walk away thinking I did a good job. So yeah,
don't worry. It's at least in terms of this bracket, it's somewhat of a business as usual for the top 8 that we have right now. We got Spooky, JackieSparkles, Thantis, Photon, aka Benpai, DalDakota, ChemicalJade, yeah, and then there's Grizzly and Roan.
So we are in that top 8. Going to see a bunch of matches today. Yeah. Not just doing those like winners finals, losers finals, and out of here. Got a full course for you. And yeah, definitely some familiar names. I was here last month. Saw Jackie turn some butter on some people.
Jackie, the butter.
Always a threat. Very, very fun to watch. You know, Thantis obviously with the Spocky. And I think they were telling me Photon plays Rachel.
Yeah. So Photon so it's a funny thing. He does have actually a few characters under his belt, but you don't like see them often in like bracket.
Yeah.
But like I remember way back in the day, like there were times where he would play like Naruto or Cover. But he's pretty settled on the Rachel.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's an interesting spread of characters, right?
Way
Very different. Yeah.
Way different. And then there's Dal on the Lambda, ChemicalJade on the 9, Grizzly on the Susanoo. Roan, as far as he told me, he's playing easily in this bracket. But Roan is has like a Swiss Army knife of characters that he just like play whenever.
Amazing.
So you could see something completely different.
Well, Izio's who I've played in this game, so I'll be excited to see what they're up to with
that. Oh,
you
played Izio?
That's my character. You know, I found the Gundam with the hover dash, and I said this is gonna do just fine.
Dude, I watched 00, looked at Izio and said, "Oh, she's popping transit." I was like, "I get it now." I was like, "Oh."
That character's crazy. I never played any of the other characters that have that kind of like movement, but I think that at the like bare bones level, she's really straightforward. Like the game plan, you get your stocks, you turn the engine on, and like all the cross-up stuff. I love the mix. So yeah, it'd be cool to see a little bit of that today.
Yeah. Character is super sick.
And we missed Spooky. I've seen Spooky on Arakune. Is that the move, or is there?
Oh, so he does play Arakune. He also plays Hakumen as well.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good matchup spread in general. I usually play Arakune.
Everyone loves this character. Anyone I talk to when they talk about BlazBlue, they're like, "Man, I hope I can play against an Arakune player today."
Dude, it's my favorite thing to do. Like, I can't wait to boot up the game.
I'm gonna have an absolutely normal time against this character. This matchup is wild.
This matchup, it's one of those ones.
I bet this feels really bad when you're on the receiving end of offense.
Yeah, because I just imagine like Arakune has like a couple of cool ways to like get out of situations. It's like you look at Tager, and you're like, oh man, you're at like amongst other things.
Oh yeah. I think once the curse is on, I mean everyone's feeling pretty bad with the curse loaded, but like Tager, limited movement, maybe a little scarier for Tager once curse goes live.
Tager is kind of like the quintessential grappling thing with like, if they get in, then yes, that's really good now. Let's see what the open looks like.
Okay. Oh, nice.
And nice one.
Close. That's amazing how much you can get off of one interaction there.
Yeah. Taker really put out especially I don't believe this is going to be
back out? Yeah, nice.
Smart by Vader check the post overdrive situation. The OD in the air is always like the weirdest thing. because you're never quite sure like what's gonna happen in terms of
who's getting hit. Like the mash jab there is a nice way to just like keep it rolling. Like at least you recover fast enough that you're not too worried about it. You're going to catch them on the second jab if you don't on the first, right?
Yeah. And plus, you know, Tager's not, doesn't really have any info on air. The most he's got is like, air driver, there it is, wow.
That can help.
As if on cue.
They need to be jumping for that though, right? Like, you can't magnet from the ground. Okay.
No, yeah, they have to jump
Oh my, yeah, you ran right into it.
Solid pickup. Marks for a bit more damage. Right back into the mix.
One more.
Oh!
They were gone.
I think that was a backdash attempt too.
Yeah, I think Aracuna was like underground when that.
Yeah, I don't know. So I've actually never seen that. I don't know if the magnetism affected the distance.
They peeled him right off the surface.
That is so funny.
Ooh, what a pickup.
Yeah.
Jackie's conversions have been really amazing. Like you're seeing a lot of these kind of strange air-to-air situations, and it seems like they're ready for every single one of them.
Yeah, there was like a certain point last year where like suddenly Jackie's confirms got way better, a lot more consistent, seems to pick things up. Yeah. There's a whole host of like things kind of gathered up. It's like, oh, Jackie's doing a lot more damage when like even when like Butter's not being turned. So.
Right, and that's really scary with the grappler. You know, people always talk about how the threat of the SPD is as bad as the thing itself, and so you kind of have to make it that way. Keep the down. We're looking at first here. We're looking at the corner. Scary situation.
Yeah, there's the kill there. I'm not sure if that last section was supposed to just kind of be like a last-minute mix, or if there was like a weird drop there. But either way, Spooky does clean it up for that win right there for the first game.
Going right back into it. No, I don't think Jackie has a backup character they really want to use. I think it's Science.
Yeah, it's just the Tager.
Yeah.
Been the Tager as long as I can remember, honestly.
Yep. I mean, yeah, there's not. I guess there are definitely other grapplers, and like like Bullet, right?
Yeah.
And that character has a little bit of that going on, but there's not really another one that seems like the classic of the archetype.
Tager is pretty much like that. Other characters are like, hey, I have really messed up mix and also commander.
Yeah.
Like that kind of line.
Exactly. We're out of there.
Any tech after her. Nice job. Spooky just playing very defensively, kind of like, you know, the typical Aracuna of like, you're not first yet, you're also Tager. Let me only interact with you on my side.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the way through this matchup. It makes it really challenging for Tager, but if Tager can get challenges like on you when you're approaching, that's the way to get trouble.
5-round start. There is magnetism there. Oh, looks like that was 4D there. Yeah. So that'll dart point. I believe it's like body / like mid like attacks. There's the holes, the body property stuff to talk about. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But it does guard point, and it's useful as kind of like a get off tool there.
Sweet. Yeah. You can see, seems like it worked out okay there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just the last place you want to be.
Oh my god. Ooh, not even able to get a 720 out at all.
Yeah, bugs are out.
Goodness, and this should be dead. I don't think Spooky's going to go for Astro.
Oh, it didn't go for anything. Oh, no! Jackie moment.
Hold on a second.
Oh, you thought!
That's definitely dead, yeah. Nobody, okay, yeah.
That's what you come here for.
Honestly, yeah.
If you're in the chat right now, it's because you were waiting for this.
It's JackieSparkles. It's the CF stream of BBB. What can we say? All right, Gadget Finger. All right, this is how you get started. Ooh, nice
clean.
IB there, but still going for the 360A. Let's see what we got next throw. No strike.
All right, we're out of there.
Oh!
Okay.
In the air. Okay.
Scary now.
All right. This is really good for Jackie. Until... Oh, my God.
Nice tech out and nice spark bolt there. Just right on... As soon as they hit the ground. Spark bolt out, combo off. Like, so ready to do something.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Jackie is, like... I feel like every time Jackie's on stream, it's like, Jackie's this, and this. But Jackie, like, hits that really interesting blend of, like, being very active, like, constantly, but you never feel like they're necessarily doing an action that, like, makes you go, like, what? Like,
yeah.
Why did you do this?
Yeah, it seems like everything in this is, like, landing kind of where it needs to be.
Yeah. Like, Jackie consistently has responses to things. Now, you could play passively and try to deal with that, of course, but, like, it's just it's always interesting to me to think about it from like that angle.
Yeah, yeah, and like that thing kind of thing only lasts for so long.
Yeah.
Like eventually you are going to get tagged by something, and when you're playing against a character like Tager, you don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are seeing the Hakumen here. Wondering what Spooky likes in this matchup over the Aracune. Just a little more life, get a little more ability to tank with these counters.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested. Because in a lot of ways, you know, Hakumen does have to interact with Tager a bit more often.
Right.
He can do it still on his terms with especially the passive meter gain in order to make the situation.
Okay. Nice. We're jumping out.
For him, yeah. Ooh. Could be a comfort thing, could just be feeling like it. Sometimes with Spooky, you never really know where his head may be at.
I see. Yeah, I mean, there are those moments where you're just playing, and the characters are so different too, right? Like, where you're just like, I can't do this bug thing right now. Like, yeah. I gotta pivot. Like, it's not working out for me.
Like,
but
I don't feel this. Like, whatever, I'll just do this thing, and it'll be fine.
I think, yeah. If anything, I assume Hakumen is here to try to make some run on the ground game, but getting a little air counter there as the first real interaction in their favor.
Yeah. Right now, Spooky just backing off, really. Still get clipped by the JD and the Sparkle. That is magnetism.
Oh, wow.
Going to finish up with this combo, yeah.
Good damage.
Goes for the JCC. I mentioned why he didn't go for the 2 and 3 ender. That's kind of like a common thing, but I think maybe he wanted to establish space or something along those lines.
Yeah, yeah, and it looks like they got into that scramble situation after the ender there, which did allow for that counter attack a little bit, right? Because, like we said, Jackie wants to be doing something. Like, Jackie's an active player. From the air, coming to the ground like that, you're much less likely to run into a grab situation, which opens up those counter attacks for Hakumen.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense there. All right, nice job with the 63 AA.
Okay.
That's an OD punish.
Yeah. Oh, not quite.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing back either.
Okay. This is pretty good for Jackie.
Oh.
Despite this, there's still magnetism. 50 meters, 720 is a possibility, but the air throw. All right, let's see what we get here. And yeah, I think you're very right. Spooky's still opting to back off. Does not want to deal with falling into Jackie and then dealing with the 720. That'll even out this match.
Like that. Okay, nope.
Okay.
Aerial, and we are in for the win.
All right. Oh, and that is 2-1. That one felt very dicey.
Yeah. You could feel the like momentum shift on that super, the like crossover that hit. And it's funny, Jackie didn't really go for any more of those over the course of the set, even though that was like really the turning point. But we saw a lot of those 720s that get jumped and punished. But yeah, that moment you're just like, oh, everything is about to change drastically.
There's like a shift that is super.
It does feel like that happens every time I watch Jackie play.
Yeah, it's like, because it's like the local classic. Everybody's yelling. Yeah. Something is happening. You're like, I literally know the game plan. And then Jackie makes some magic happen. You're like, God, why?
Yeah, I knew this would happen, but I'm still surprised.
Yes, you could win 10 sets against Jackie and still be like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, why is this happening to
me?
the
next time you play him.
Yeah.
It is never free. It is
I feel
always
like every scene has someone like that, and it's just such an excellent, so easy to rally behind them.
Yeah.
And then that's how you get the crowd reaction stuff. It all flows together.
Yeah. So completely different matchup here. This is going to be Thantis versus Photon. These two play against each other at weeklies all the time. Weekly top 3 with the people that are usually able to attend is usually between me, Thantis, and Photon.
Yeah.
So these two have that is to say these two have played each other a lot.
Yes.
A lot. And I think all of their sets have been generally close. There's never really been a blowout between the two.
Yep. I think it's kind of an interesting matchup. I feel like it's really hard to quantify what Rachel does. Very unique character. You have the wind stuff, all the projectiles, which double as these sort of trap setups on screen. But the amount of pressure you can put out with this character as that wind is being cashed out, and then quick turnarounds like this. I mean, Tsubaki often feels like a very regular character, if that makes any sense. No,
it completely does. I agree with you entirely. Thantis and I have talked about this a lot. Tsubaki is one of those characters that, you look at them and you're like, okay, this seems dander, like, okay, there's nothing crazy. And then you deal with her offense, and you're like, what in the what?
And that's the thing is, like, whenever you see a character like that, you're like, okay, this is going to go one of two ways. Either, in a game like this especially, where there's like a lot of stuff going on, if you have a regular character, they are either way overtuned or their ass.
Yeah. This Tsubaki, I feel like, breaks that mold a bit.
Yeah.
She's not really overtuned in this version. But, like, she's, like, weirdly not seen as much as you would think. Like, the big people that you see usually playing this character is, like, Gura Fighter, but they're, like, in the Middle East. There's, like, Thantis, and then there's Badline, who's recently had, like, you know, a few top
I think I've seen their name quite a bit recently.
Yeah. So, you know, like, they're around the place and all that jazz. But Tsubaki, like, isn't seen as much in the U.S., but this character's really good.
Yeah, and, like, that's the thing is, like, I think... I guess overtuned isn't quite the right word, because I'm thinking of, like, Jin, too, where they play, like, a very kind of normal, like, presumably honest game, but then some of their buttons, you're just like, oh, wait, this is really good.
Dude.
Like, this is messing me up. And then it's funny, a character like this looks like they're just kind of pressuring on the ground, and then Thantis shows you what's going on, and they're just like, oh, yeah, there's like 4 lows in a row here. And they're standing, and they're jumping, and I'm just like, what are you talking about?
You're like, dude,
like,
try to fuzzy jump?
Yeah.
Like, you, like, get hit with, like, the forward advancing, like, low, and you're like, oh, right.
If you get tagged by this 1 mid, it builds 3 meters. And then if you spend 1 meter, you get something that's low and an overhead at the same time.
You get
like,
to
what
do,
do you mean? That's not allowed.
You get to do, like, a lot of things on it.
Yeah, exactly. And but it's cool. You get to play a very, like, if there is such a thing as a straightforward game plan in a game like BlazBlue, I think this character allows you to do that. You don't have to worry too much about knowing the things that you have to know with, like, Rachel, where you're summoning and installing summons and managing the win and everything.
There's a whole, like, bunch of things kind of going on.
Yeah.
Rachel is definitely one of those characters where it's like you have very high execution, especially at first when you're just trying to get used to everything. Wind when you're starting out is, like, super weird.
Yeah.
You know, over time, like, you realize, like, managing wind isn't, like, super bad.
Right.
But, like, it's like starting out and, like, balancing these things. You can zone, but you can also, like, set play in 50-50 people, and you're like, oh, okay, like, there's all this stuff going on here.
The reaching going on for Thantis right there. Just finally gets tagged. Yeah, and when you first start playing this character, you feel like you're playing, like, SimCity with the cheat codes on. But then, like, with any game like this, once you commit everything to memory, it's just part of your BBB.
Yeah.
You're just pressing D when you need to. But it's so daunting at first. And so to have a character like Tsubaki where you do feel like you're doing kind of regular fighting game stuff. You're running up, you're pressuring. When you get the knockdown, you're trying to get reasonable Oki. You don't have to worry too much about, like, alternate win con stuff.
Yeah.
But this matchup really shows the breadth of characters in this game in that way.
Yeah, I think that's pretty apt. That's it. Tries to go for the DP, gets blocked. Not going to be a huge punish, but the corner situation is really what you're looking for here. Sets the frog down. George doing his work.
We out of there.
Yeah. If you're forced to, you know, block in a situation, sometimes you just got to DP avoiding those 50-50s. A 5BB catching the backdash attempt there from Ben. Let's see what we got here. Going to be standard Oki. Nearly a second stock built up.
It's like, yeah, very straightforward strike throw in the corner from Thantis. And keeping it clean and safe, right? Like, it's all about, you get that ender, you get the hard knockdown, you start it over again. It's their job to figure out something to do about it.
All right, let's see what we got here. Should be a double super here. This definitely will kill.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it.
This character does a lot.
Yeah.
Especially in, like, corner routes. And Rachel's Astral is one of the easiest to combo into as well.
Oh, wild.
So she can guarantee kills, like, pretty, like, easily, especially in, like, the corner. She gets to do stuff like BBC Astral, like,
that's
easy,
pretty good,
like, pretty easy.
Is
like,
that the cat chair?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's, cat chair is 2C.
Right,
3C
right.
is looking pretty dicey here. Gotta
That
remember,
low.
Thantis is up the game here. Good 2A mash. Right, that is set on him. Nice usage of the projectile there. Wants to keep Thantis contained without really overextending themselves. Especially, burst bait doesn't go lead to anything. OD, this could very much so be it.
Yeah, all that meter too. I think that's got to be.
See, double super. There we go. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, that's the set right there.
Yeah, I think right there you are waiting for those reversals out because that corner is such an advantageous situation if you're Rachel there. And just knowing on both ends that was the case. Looked like Thantis waited, saved that meter, and when they found the jump out, having 100 on deck, I mean, obviously you're scaling, but 2 supers is going to lead to upwards of 4K really fast. And
Tsubaki in general, I think, really, like, kind of the thing you're pointing out, Tsubaki is very good at cashing out on her resources. It's kind of like the big thing, right? Like, you know, basic plan for Tsubaki, right? Build stocks, spend stocks, do damage, strike throw.
Right.
But then you also consider that, like, she makes really good usage of meter, her crush trigger. You spend 25, like, you know, you spend 25, you know, heat for it. Pretty good damage as well, like extending for things. You can spend a stock to like take up your damage a bunch too. And then of course, you know, you got double supers as well.
Yeah.
Which is like which has been routed into her kit like pretty consistently.
Yeah, that looks really straightforward in terms of an ender. And like you said, you have a lot of different ways to spend that meter and decisions to make there. Like if maybe you're saving 50 for the next interaction, maybe you can use some of the stocks rather than your meter to extend that combo to whatever degree that it can be, and that saves you 50%. Or you're spending the meter so you can save stocks. Like
you get to like kind of balance around, you know.
Right. It's
like,
just,
how do I put it? It's like you're balancing bank accounts, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'll just throw this in here, take this out, do whatever. And then sometimes you see a big counter from Tsubaki. She does a prayer, pops Mugen, and somebody dies.
Yeah, it's going in.
And then you're like,
I've definitely seen the number 7,000 from this character a couple times. It's one of those rare opportunities in this game to do just like a big chunk. Like I'd say damage is not low in this game, but it's not super high either for the most part. Like
it varies, right? Because like, you know, this game, you know, the counter hit system, especially with like fatal counters.
Yeah.
You know, I think most people here have like either watched it a bunch or whatever, but like SF5 is kind of like the very like easy example of like, you know, crush like counters and all that jazz, right? Like, so the fatals in this game, of course, like leading to very big damage, like usually 4 to 5K, like depending on the characters.
Right.
Then you start adding in like supers and stuff, and like you see things tick up, like. But yeah, there's let's see, Hakuman and a couple other people. There's some high damage characters like kind of in this bracket, but these characters are both kind of average relatively in terms of damage. 9 damage caps itself out pretty decently without resources. Once she has resources, different story.
Right.
Lambda, not usually super high, but she can bust out some pretty good damage and honestly has insane corner carry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, definitely strikes me as more of like a high control character. Like you're happy to get your damage, but you're mostly vying for the corner. You're vying for a positioning where you get to do your zoning, and they don't really have a lot of options about it. That being said, I think against 9, that seems like it might be kind of difficult. Like between the big buttons and then like, we just saw the movement there, teleporting through some of these swords. I can see that being scary. Oftentimes, so maybe not this time.
Yeah, so 9 step is a very good thing to kind of like bring up because it's frame 1 projectile with pull.
Okay.
So it's not, you know, you can throw out a meaty like strike property move, you know, a 2A or something like that, right? Just kind of stuff that spacing. But in terms of the Oki that Lambda tends to go for, it is a projectile actually. So this is one of those matchups where you're kind of forced to adjust a lot of the ways in which you're playing out neutral and your Oki situations. That being said, Lambda does benefit from having good movement and, you know, the Rekka series there to kind of maneuver around the screen and also kind of like counter hit someone like opting for some projectile in those things.
Right. So there's ways to tag them out of it. It's just a matter of like adjusting it. Depending on the player, you know, if people have kind of their streamlined offense going, it can be kind of tricky. Wow, first speed.
Oh, that sucks, yeah.
Nice damage.
Not only is your reversal super projectile that got teleported out of your burst didn't do anything. Beam super coming out for
big laser.
Okay. I think that was just one of those preemptive attempts at kind of catching maybe a sword out or something.
Yeah. Whatever they were looking for, I think they found it.
It works.
Ooh.
2 2Ds to get out of there. Not a crazy good reversal, but the way that Lambda moves away can be really beneficial in certain cases.
Yeah, kind of a unique positioning.
Yeah.
Alright. All that damage too.
This is looking real good. Probably can kill off of the next hit.
Yeah, this is going to be close, but between scaling, Oh, so
just
close.
barely, yeah.
I was gonna say they are nearing what they need, and then is that an overhead?
Yeah, that's an overhead.
Nasty.
It's a weird one.
Yeah.
It's super weird. So the other thing about it is that it's minus but very safe due to the way she pushes herself out.
Right.
But it's also weird in that you can technically anti-air it.
Oh.
Because it's considered
aerial.
it's considered an aerial basically.
Yeah.
So like if you got like an anti-air, like let's say like Ragna 6A or something,
yeah,
you can technically do that and it'll invuln it.
That's so funny.
But it's super weird.
Yeah, wonky move. I mean, everyone's got their kind of like interesting interactions in this game. I think a lot of the target normals have some like extra tendency you have to be aware of.
Yeah, the strike properties in the game, foot, body, head, those lead to some interesting interactions with invuln and stuff. Sometimes in a confusing manner. But, in this case, kind of the main thing to look at is like projectile properties and how 9 interacts with it.
For sure. And it's funny because 9's normals look like projectiles. Like they all look like particle effects, but that's her hands. Like
all strike property moves, no hurt boxes.
Yep, absolutely. Gotta love a disjoint.
Gotta love it. Dawson players, please be advised.
Yeah.
There is no.
This will not work for you.
4A misses in the IED throw. Looking pretty hard for some option there. Dakota looks like.
She goes right through that Oki situation, just like you said.
Yeah. Caught by the fairies right there. And there's the 6A anti-airing right there. It's going to be good corner carry as well. And yeah, it looks like, I'm not sure why, usually there's a slightly different ender, but so far Jade's been getting caught out a lot by the Spike Chaser in the air, where they're kind of like teching in there, but not really throwing up the barrier, so they're just getting,
that must have been an attempted OD.
Yeah, I would assume so. Alright. Hero burst from Jade. We'll see if it works out in their favor, but that is a quickly answered question.
Yep, not seeing it this time. And the burst's really rough in this game. You don't get that back for a long time. You're not really getting a huge advantage state off of it, especially in this matchup where you're playing against like a far-range zoning character. They're usually teching right out and then going back into it.
Yeah, both characters have kind of the neutral, and honestly the hit confirms at range. That like a burst in a lot of cases can be like, okay, sure, I guess.
Oh, that was so sick. The crossover.
Alright. Nice blocks, back to neutral. Trying to find a hit. Amethyst, let's see what we get from the Ender. Alright, sending out the meteors. Step through the reversal super.
Right behind you. Oh, no pick up. That sucks.
Alright, gets out of that throw attempt there from Jade. Now it's Dal's turn. Let's see what he's got. There's the Oki. Alright, forcing out the guard cancel. Oh, not quite there. I like the idea, though.
And that OD to sort of dodge the fist, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. Beam super, I think that was straight up on reaction to the 4D.
That's sick.
That was actually really cool.
It's cool to have a tool like that. It feels kind of like hit scan, right? Like,
yeah.
If anything happens, especially against a character that's going to be full screen, having a way to say, like, that's not your space, like, really deny that option, because I think players who want to play a zoning character like this are so used to having, like, everything they want at full screen.
Yeah.
Being able to check that. I know quite a few characters can be like active in that space in this game, but it's a very hard counter.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting use of that super, because normally you just see it for like enders and such.
Right.
But we've seen Jade like pop it a lot to kind of either interrupt or throw it out and say, hey, what were you doing in neutral right now?
Yeah, it's a lot like Ram Cavados, like the big sword laser.
Oh yeah.
It's just like sometimes you just hang back just to see what someone's gonna do, because if they think they're safe, it's a nice way to tell them they're not.
Pretty much. And then that super also cranks out damage.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, okay.
Alright, gonna opt to block it there. Looks like
nice.
Pops the rock, yeah. Let's see what we got for the offense. Go for the reversal.
Oh, I don't know what this does.
It's just a buff to her normals, depending on which one she used last. Yeah.
Okay.
The big thing about it is that it's a projectile, but it's safe on block because of the long startup.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Can get option selected by hit stop OS and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Right. Yeah, there's always kind of like a multifaceted answer to something.
Yeah, it can be a lot sometimes, but once you get a hold of the system, you're kind of like, oh, okay, like I can do these things against these people. All right, Jade taking that round right there. This matchup has so far been pretty even, I would say, set-wise.
Yeah, very close, and the characters do have a lot of like similar advantage states. Like they both do pretty well at far range. Neither of them really wants to be like right in your face until they're on serious offense, but it's very interesting seeing how all the projectiles and things interact, right? Because 9 has this whole cluster of different spells, and with Lambda, it's more about getting those swords rolling and just getting a little bit of pressure from there, but
oh, that is not a good burst there. 9 is way too far for that to work out. Now we see the overdrive from Jade. That means they're going to be able to build up the spells on block as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Those only build on hit normally? I had no idea.
Yeah, it's normally on hit.
That's cool.
Oh, really good maneuvering around that, like, as well. Yeah, so, and that's going to be the set. Man, I honestly, I don't know why. I felt like that was going to go up to, like, 5 games for some reason.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it definitely felt like a grindy set. Like, both players were kind of picking their spots, and no one was really getting rolled the whole time. Like, it was very, like, moment to moment.
Back and forth, I would say.
Yeah.
To explain 9OD real quick. So basically 9 normally only builds up, like, her spells on, what is it?
On hit.
It's on, no, I'm lying. I'm a lying liar that lied. Jesus Christ. It's on block and on hit. 9 gets to build them on whiff. That's what it is.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I am spreading misinformation, and I should know.
No, I was to say, I mean, because I was thinking about like how pressure would work, and because I know that people like to just go block string into the boulder.
Yeah, the rock is like, so the rock is like the layer 1 of 9 offense, right? Like, if you can't block the rock, GG's. Is like typically how it goes, and then it's like once you get past that layer, this is when you start dealing with like some crazy high lows. So the way how 9 rock is built, it's like 2 fire, 1 water, if I remember. I always get it mixed up with her Oki spell, which is the fairies, which is, I think, 2 waters, 1 fire.
Okay.
So pretty much, 9's crouching normals
Yeah.
can sometimes be a bit hard to distinguish.
Yeah.
So there are certain times where, like, you'll see a 9 do their pressure, and you'll be like, oh, okay, they're building up, like, rock. I'm just going to block high. That's pretty reactable to see.
And then they can go into the lows.
And then they'll either go low, so they'll slip in a 3C, or they'll rebeat and do their 4A to do the jab. You think you're in pressure, then you get caught by the next normal, or the rock comes at a weird timing.
I see.
And then you mix in RCs and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like
But yeah, that initial like block pressure into that high-low is kind of what I've always known for the 9 game plan. But with OD, if you're whiffing, are you trying to whiff towards something in particular? Like, are you trying to stay on one side of the screen, like whiff into fairies or something?
It varies. So 9OD, you typically see it. You typically see it in order to kill, because that's where she like kind of breaks her normal damage caps.
Right. Okay. Yeah, give you a little buff, go into active, and
So sometimes when you pop, if you pop OD in neutral, it's kind of up to the player to sort of do whatever. That part, I would say, hasn't really been like ironed out theory-wise, but you know, you could, if let's say you're dealing with a character like, dude, I cannot pin them down, you could in theory just straight up walk back, build up the fairy Oki, do that, do the meteor Oki, whichever one is like.
And it puts them in a situation where they have to do something about it.
So like you're forcing them to respond, or you could put the clock on them, for example, a whole host of like different things you can do.
Yeah, kind of a way to just like pressure somebody without necessarily like jumping in for the physical pressure.
I would say that 9 gets to really like kind of emphasize more of the space control and zoning than she normally would do in AD. If she like chooses to do so.
Nice.
But right now we're seeing another character with a whole host of variants, and that is Izuyori.
Yeah, this one I can tell you all about. This one I figured some stuff out with. But I think Roan's got it down a little better than I do. So far really clean pressure. You know, you saw basic Izuyori game plan, right? You build your stocks. They found that jumping combo with the initial state into the knockdown ender, and then went into stance like mid-air and right into pressure. And I don't think Susano ever left that corner.
Yeah, I think he got guided there on an expedition and he never came back.
Really good, like sort of entry-level pressure here. Finding those projectiles, which put you at a range where you can get, 236C if they try to do anything about it?
Yeah, 236C is the horizontal.
Yeah, and then just like stealing another turn with those projectiles, building more stocks, and here we are again. Plus frames, but no, jabbing out, nice.
All right, let's see. Crush Sugar. So this is going to be Grand Viper unlock. Probably going to get for... oh, looks like they got a little greedy there. They could have gotten DP off of that combo, but I think they wanted a different seal. Oh, wow.
That's why I picked this character.
I know, dude. Dude, this character's so sick.
Talking about being able to contest like full screen space, right?
Yeah.
You are always right behind them if you want to be. If you got one stock,
you can always teleport behind.
Always.
Yeah. The cool thing about Izuyoi, especially later on, hold on, this should be the kill for Grizzly. Yeah,
definitely.
The coolest thing about Izuyoi is that she's one of those Swiss Army knife characters. So many different options, so many different tools. You know, yeah, God, very, very sick, and a lot of messed up normals to like aid in that as well.
Yeah, they're all kind of weird for different reasons. Like you have that amazing far B, like standing B here. Really good lows, like nice 2A.
That's plus. 2A is plus.
2A plus, and then an install. Just the plus 2C is super weird. That really fast 5C.
You know, and then, you know, there's JC, there's JA as well, which is, you know, the typical, like, cover dash mix normal as well.
Yeah.
JB, which is a big, like, air normal in its own right. Oh, my God, that was almost dead. Okay. Sometimes, even when people are... Oh,
got burst. Yeah, you are going to die up there.
Right now, Grizzly can't play with the lead, but slashing the Aegis.
Oh, what a pickup.
This could be how it starts.
They were off screen. That was high.
Dude, yeah.
Okay, you still need a lot of damage. It's going to take another... Well, they got 2 supers on deck, but I think we got to save them for the unscaled. Yeah. Okay, nice.
Should be able to kill off this, yeah. Strikefall into Horizon.
We get that super?
Yep. Doesn't even need to do the extension as well. So one of the interesting kind of dynamics, I would say, in this matchup is kind of the nature of building up your strength over time.
Yeah.
You know, Susanoo, of course, unlocking your specials to get a lot more of your tools. And then you compare it to Izuyoi, who's kind of like in this weird balance of like, how many stocks do I want before I initiate my game plan, right? When you first start out, initially you're like, dude, I want to max out my stocks, and then I'll just like mix someone to death. I got like super crazy tools, I got 236D, I can teleport this and that. And then at like, you know, higher levels of play, you start to see them either engaging with fewer stocks or using things like overdrive to build those stocks passively while maintaining a low risk, you know, strategy.
I think as soon as you start figuring out what your overdrive does in this game, your burst gets less and less valuable as time goes on. Like, you're really only using it to save your life.
Basically, yeah.
Whereas, like, I'd much rather have overdrive and like skip someone's normal in their pressure after their combo than I would save myself whatever 2k damage, right?
Yeah. Even if it's guard cancel and you're forced to RPS, it's better than like having bursted and spent all of that.
Way better. And right here, like you're talking about, 6 stocks on the board, but you also still have the OD. So even if you spend all of this, if you just decide to cash out on pressure, popping OD gets you another, I don't know, 5?
It's oh my God! All right,
you might want to burst that one. Yeah,
that one's fair. That one's fair.
Don't worry about what I said. Like some things you do have to burst.
Yeah.
If the screen shakes, you're bursting.
Yeah. Susanoo 6B, if not the damage, it's the stock unlocks he gets after the fact.
These combos.
Yeah, they're pretty good so far. Counter assault comes out. All right, just blocking the pressure here so far. Not popping the reversal yet.
And we're out of there. Nice. Ooh.
Just waiting out the pressure there. Resets over into the overhead. This should be death. Yeah.
Good stuff so far. These Izuyoi combos are things that I have not seen before. We saw the teleport after DP, and then the falling normal to like get the restand. Some really weird stuff. Things that I haven't seen very many players. You know, I think magic in this game is that you often are playing very different from other players.
Yeah.
The characters have a lot of different options, and it means that you're routing based on what you're comfortable with, which varies pretty wildly in a game where there's so many options.
Yeah, you get to do a lot of different things. Roan is always a funny case too, because Roan is a lab monster.
Oh,
this dude has so many random things labbed out. Like, Roan is like that quiet type that will like people up in class say like, hey, actually it works like this, and you're like, oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Instantly, I believe you.
I'll never fact check this. There's no reason.
I remember one time I was like, hey, I think this Oki setup works. I hadn't talked to Roan in like months, and then he like comments on like a tweet under like, actually it doesn't. You can delay your emergency tech by a few frames. I was like, oh, whoops.
And there it is again. We saw the restand there, leading into like decent damage, but also stable Loki, and just kind of a cool combo. Like part of it is just you got to do something kind of swaggy.
Yeah. All right.
There we go.
Most from reversal. All right. 100 meter, understandable. All right. This is just one touch from death, so Roan doesn't really need to overextend. Oh god.
Scary for a second there.
6D is such a jump scare. Like that normal, all things considered, isn't that good. But oh god, sometimes you just like look at it, flinch, and get hit.
You never want to get hit by the thing that's not that good because it usually leads to a boatload of damage for no like. Yes. It's just like, well, I never should have gotten hit, so that's why I'm taking like 7K.
Yes, I get hit with 30 frame overheads all the time, and then I'm like, yep.
Yeah, I earned this big red bar.
Yeah,
like,
this is my fault, and this is what I've done. Oh man. So yeah, that'll take. That's 2-0 for Roan, so that'll take them up against JackieSparkles.
Nice. Another interesting matchup. Kind of doing the big body gauntlet here. Going
yeah,
from
pretty
Sano
much.
Into a little bit of Tager. Yeah. They're out of the woods after that at least. If they beat Jackie, they can start playing against the little characters that throw a bunch of stuff onto the screen.
Yeah. So we do have our winners final set as well. That's going to be set up. I don't think it's very much of a shocker. Spooky versus Thantis. This is not really too surprising. Yeah.
Yep.
Rather common. We got Photon and ChemicalJade on the loser's side as well. Let's see who's coming up here. All right, I see Jade, so I'd assume that we're going to see Photon come up. Yeah. So we will be seeing the Rachel versus 9.
All right. Kind of a wild matchup.
I don't know this matchup off the top of my head, which is surprising myself for how like relatively common the characters are, especially 9. This is one of those cases where like 9's teleports are pretty good, but this is where you start to see the like 9's movement is actually quite linear, and that can be to her what's the word for it? Man. It's the opposite of benefit. I don't have the sentence, but her detriment. There we go. That's the word.
I see.
Because like you'll see 9 at first, and you'll be like, oh, dude, she has projectile invuln teleports. Like, what are you saying? That's, like, stupid good. But in reality, she doesn't have a run. She's forced to use her teleports even on the ground instead of a traditional dash, which can only go in so many directions and is only so fast. And then on top of that, her walk speed is very slow.
Okay.
So you kind of realize over time that, like, when 9 is moving around the screen, she's not really going at nearly a breakneck pace as, say, like, Ezio, right?
Yeah.
Who, like, again, hover dash. You get to hover dash, then air back dash. Your back dash is one of the best in the game. Like, you know, you can still double jump, do this. Rachel, how many times is she going to wind across the screen?
Yeah.
Back dash, wind, all these other things to kind of, like, vary the way she moves. So, I think one of the key points in this matchup that we'll probably see is, like, how Photon places the rods on the screen to summon the lightning bolts around.
Right.
And how he tries to tag Jade with the bats to proc the lightning on them. You know, when you hit the Lobelia and they make contact, they turn into the bat and follow the character around. So I'm curious to see how that'll end up kind of playing out here.
Yeah, a lot of screen pollution from both characters, so it's all about interacting around that, right?
Yeah, and already we're seeing Photon back off a bunch. George is right there to help stabilize the confirm. Bats are set up, and right now it's looking all Rachel here. First comes out from Jade. There's the 6A. Amazing anti-air. Alright, sets George out. Meaty's with the 2A as well to prevent the teleport. And this should be death off this confirm already. Pops a crush trigger. Ooh! Wow. Not going to build the meter. But
that was pretty close, yeah. That, I guess I would call it hero burst. But we're finding some heroics here. Good pick up and 3K plus a little bit of a knockdown situation. Oh, are they just
That's
getting out of
the
there?
meter's still gonna pop out, yeah.
I like that trade, 50 meter for just getting out of that situation. Like,
It's kind of like, look, if I get hit with the meters, you can't confirm. I have my thing out. We can both just look at each other.
right. We're back to where we were.
Pretty much. Fairies are set, trying to lock down Rachel, but again, the wind movement is so good for escaping this situation. Walk on the rock, still plus.
Oh, fatal counter.
Let's see what this confirm's gonna look like. Ooh. I've not seen that before. That was sick. All right. Jade manages to avoid the bats. No rods on the screen either. Nice job getting the hit there. Alright, set up. Mirror's gonna push Photon into the corner still.
I haven't seen that mirror before.
Yeah, so that mirror, we'll talk about it more in a sec. But right now, got a little bit of neutral here. Popping the reversal at max range, I think they just wanted the buff. There's the beam super we were seeing earlier.
Okay, we're out of there. Ooh!
Problem is, it ain't frame one. If your opponent didn't match, they're just gonna walk away.
It's a wild punish.
Yeah.
There's those bats. Oh!
George on the screen,
on it.
doing his duty. Overdrive is popped.
Oh, missed the extension?
Yeah, they crossed under by accident, so the 6B went in the wrong direction.
Okay, but they found the hit still. They go up a game for that.
So to talk about the mirror, or
Yeah.
like, so that mirror reflects projectiles.
Yes.
9 can also kick it with her crush trigger. You don't see the kick as often. It is sick. But it's also good for like keeping your opponent pushed to the corner because it has a collision box on it.
Yeah. So you can't move past it.
Yeah. So you get to do that as well. One thing that's been interesting seeing from this matchup as well is that we're seeing a lot more of the lightning ball, the amethyst from ChemicalJade. That slow-moving projectile, it seems like it's trying her way to sort of pollute the screen, sort of like as you were alluding to how this matchup would play out,
right,
and sort of mount the approach and cover some of Rachel's movement. Alright, gets the freeze here. Should be basic Oki, sets up the fairy. Oh, there's the chair.
Oh,
that person could have cut it, but no punish from Photon. Back to neutral at Jade's advantage, but the bat from somewhere, I don't know. Lightning rod on the screen, but the anti-air ends up being what Photon manages to connect with. 100 meter to play with. Can he double super and kill here?
On the OD.
Yep.
Yeah, just a little bit of extra damage there, right? Good stuff from Photon. Really making every hit count here.
Yeah. You got to do that as Rachel, right? You want to make sure that you put the fear into someone that, like, you're going to have to deal with these 50-50s if you get hit. And that kind of really motivates a lot of different changes in neutral and how
Yeah.
First is available from Jade. Probably going to see it. Yeah, immediately pops out there. Oh my god, that situation could have gone a lot differently there. Photon forced to just block in the corner. Maybe caught trying to jump out there. I'm not sure how they got tagged by the players.
We out of there.
Yeah, combo prorated too much. Photon gets to just pop out and win there. Wow, crouched under that.
Right under. Oh, the jab out though.
All right, let's see how Jade can get started. Sending out the meteors. Forces Photon back. This is great screen positioning. Oh, she can't delete that. That burst is...
Oh, so bad and going to be huge.
Oh my god, yeah.
Beam super just to clinch it out. No reason not to just like let it rip, right?
Yeah. That was close though. I felt like that super was going to whiff for a second there, I'll be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Photon getting the first hit here. Going to send 9 to the corner. George to cover. Poison is ticking down. Look at that like chip just ticking up so much. Man.
Oh. Flying overhead.
Burst comes out from Jade. And you can tell that they do not want to deal with the 50-50s based on how often Burst is off the clock.
It's just too dangerous. Like, no matter what. I think blocking things like that in this game, it's more about not putting yourself in that situation. We're seeing the back off right here, right? Like, just a way to, like, get out of any sort of high-low, but also with Rachel, you're able to establish some kind of like gnarly offense in the meantime.
Yeah. So you get to see kind of both facets, really. Like right now, when Photon has the life lead, Jesus. There are so many weird situations happening right now with Win. Hold on, this is a great conversion. This could be. Oh, no, that was such a weird hit. No burst bait. The lightning rod connects. Beams come out, but that's not punished. All right. Relatively safe.
Street Pollution back at you, and the cow coming in for the kill.
Caught the recovery of the teleport, and you hate to see it.
Incredibly funny.
Oh my god, yeah. But those kinds of matchups are always fun to see because you kind of get to see a lot of different facets of the characters, right?
Yeah.
You see Rachel also zoning and trying to use a movement to get away from 9. And once they get the hit, transition hard into their offense.
Yes,
and just cover themselves with good Oki, so on and so forth. And the inverse or the opposite for 9. There's a better word for that probably, but
No, I got you though.
Yeah, it's a similar case for 9 where it's like
they're working towards the same goal of winning the match, but they have to do it a slightly different way.
Yeah. 9 has to play around Rachel's movement. Rachel is trying to play around 9's buttons. Both of them have to deal with each other's varying Oki or long-lasting projectiles.
Yeah.
The frog especially for covering the ground, amethyst, a whole host of other things as well. But yeah, that was a pretty interesting set. So I believe I see Jackie up here. So this will be JackieSparkles versus Roan.
I think I might have to make a professional decision to duck out. I got Brad showed me a note on my car about it being towed if it's an overnight parking, and I don't know exactly how they discern that. So I might have to go scoop this thing.
Do what you gotta do.
In that event, thank you so much for having me. I'm going to 207. I'm gonna go play the safe game here. It's always good to play safe in fighting games and in
your cars, yes.
Car management. But please check out the rest of this. Got some fun stuff for you, and we will see you soon. Toledo, it's been a blast. See you next time.
Take it easy, man. Don't worry about it. All right, stream, you're forced with me now. So let's see. This will be JackieSparkles versus Roan. Not really too uncommon to see in this section of the bracket, I would say. I am curious to see how it'll play out. Roan is opting to go for the Yuzuyoi here. Let's see what we got. Going in for the sledge, nothing too crazy, but Slash has missed space, so the 6A is going to drag Yuzuyoi in. Standard strike throw right now going on for Jackie. Let's see what he did. 6A to drag him in still. Nice RC to go for the low. Alright, 6C connects. Drag her back in. Yeah. Roan opting to just jump out and see too many 360As. Immediate burst from Jackie. I don't know if that was supposed to be overdrive instead. Alright, going to guard point through the projectile, but that sledge is minus. DNR no time. These drops could be really bad too, though. Taker's got 50 meters, so that means any drop. Oh man, nice spark bolt. Any drop could really, in that situation, lead to a 720 or something of the sort going on. Sledge ends up whiffing. Slash connects. There's only 4 stocks for Roan, but that's still a pretty good position for Yuzuyoi. Getting clipped by a couple of normals from Taker. Up back JD manages to connect. There's one thing that Jackie's implemented in this game quite a bit, it's those JDs. They put in a lot of work in terms of covering airspace and then propping magnetism. Backdash comes out, it's like, JC? Oh my god, how what's going on there? Gadget finger? No! Trying to go for the reset into the air driver. I get it. 720 connects though. And that's going to be Jackie taking the first game. Jackie up a game and looking pretty good so far as well. Oh, and Roan's going to stick to the Yuzuyoi. All right, cool.
The wheel of fate is turning.
So at this point, I kind of wonder what you want to do as Yuzuyoi. You got tools kind of like 236B to check for Sledge, but so far it hasn't really been checked. That's not necessarily like a bad thing if, Roan is managing to use projectiles enough. But when Roan isn't even getting a stock and then is kind of put in these situations, when you're up close against Taker without your movement options yet, it just feels really bad. trying to go for the 5A reset. Drops into 720. Jesus. That's going to be the kill. Jackie moving quickly into set point already. Let's see if we get round start. D doesn't connect. Roan managing to get the first hit of the round. That's already full stocks. Yeah, transitioning into gain armor accordingly. Jesus. That 368 just barely whipping. Nice teleport to get behind. Magnetism surprisingly isn't applied on Roan yet. Right now, this is a bad situation for him to be in. But if you get access to 720, you're kind of in a position to be forced to use Voltec instead, just because of the hovering dash. Nice teleport to stay in right there. Roan kind of ending up in a situation where he's killing Jackie by a death of 1,000 cuts. He hasn't really gotten the chance to do like a huge confirm, but he's been kind of needling it down with like 2.5k over and over again. Sledge doesn't connect. Jackie popping the burst there. That's a huge resource for taking to not have available. 2D connects. That's magnetism. Sparkle is really loaded up as well. Alright. See Sparkle come out. Whiffs. 5D connects. Sledge goes out. There's a 6C. Connecting. Catching the backdash actually. Air driver whiffs. There we go. Nice 2A connecting there. And right now, Roan just kind of backing off, trying to find a position of neutral. But Jackie's been placing themselves pretty well, I'd say, overall. Oh, no. There's the reset into the overhead. Drops, and that's what happens. You get hit with the 720, and that should be the set. No! Just barely alive. 100 meter to go. TPRC. Oh, my God, no. You nearly died for that. Resetting into the overhead. Jackie trying to mash something. Burst comes out, forced to do it. Spark Bolt applicado. Oh my goodness, tried to take to the skies, but Roan just barely staying alive, evening out the set. Crazy stuff we're seeing here today. Crazy plays on the raceway, my friends. Crazy plays on the raceway. Teleport back, yeah, makes sense as a round start option. Again, I'm shocked that Roan hasn't opted for the 2Bs yet to check the sledges. At this point, I feel like he could do like, 2B, 236B, just to kind of bat Jackie away and force out more of the jumps, where Roan can cover the space a bit more confidently. OG comes out from Jackie into the 368. Not a lot of damage, but active flow on a character like Tager where a 720 is feasible. Not a fun experience. Nice hits here so far. This is going to be pretty good damage. 4.2k is looking real nice. 2 stocks available. Jackie caught low. Roan finds themselves in, but unfortunately getting hit by Jackie, who does not convert into the 5D, so no magnetism. Finally finding it now, but Roan does not want to give him the interactions he wants. 236A in the command grab. Gadget Finger can actually kill off that. But no, probably didn't recognize that they had the meter to kill there. Still managing to get it though, so that's a pretty good spot to be in. Up back JD for Jackie, just trying to show some screen presence. 5D, applying the magnetism. You throw out a projectile, I'll drag you in for a quick hug. Gadget Finger. Another. No, goes for the 5C. 236A! Whiffs into the 720. Alright, now this is one touch equals death for Jackie right now. Set point up against Roan. Spark Bolt connects. Magnetism is applied. You could see a 368 or a 60 DC from Jackie in order to get the kill. Pops OD, but gets counter hit. Roan with the rising air normal. Resetting into the overhead once again. Good so far. Slash connects, no Aegis follow-up. And at this point, Roan is playing, balancing on a nice edge. Any reversal from Jackie could do it. Roan finds the hits and manages to stay alive and gets out of that situation. Also has an overdrive advantage here too, which is pretty damn good to be in as Easy Road. I wonder if he'll decide to pop overdrive in order to kind of chill out, wait out the interactions with Jackie. Because now you're getting in close against Tager, you're getting counter hit. Thankfully for Roan, no confirm. Popping the overdrive here, gonna net them a ton of stocks to play. Alright, let's see what mix we got here. Overhead, yep. Jackie pops the burst here. JC connects, counter hit. Strike fall. Oh, he doesn't get the 6-8 link. That's fine for him, though. Oh, God, raw Aegis, and that's going to be curtains for Jackie here. Oh, my goodness. That's a heartbreaker set. So many places where Jackie nearly got it, but it just doesn't work out. And Roan, to his credit, stays calm and manages to take that set. There's a lot of scenarios in which that doesn't go his way. Now, we are going to be moving on to some other stuff that we got to show here today, so I'll stay quiet while we see some cool stuff.
Player-kun, are you going to BostonBlueBeat beach episode?
Wait, beach episode?
And it's this like random Spanish-speaking person. I have no idea.
I fumbled the bag and you guys are back on. That's totally on me. Oops.
All right, well,
We are so professional.
I get to blame my streamer, so this
Yes,
is pretty fantastic.
this is a certified wheel error.
Streaming
Certified.
is a blow up, so don't
Streaming
worry
is
about
a
it.
blow-up.
All right, put on the headset. Come on, let's go. I don't know what Thantis is yelling about, but we're gonna half ignore him.
I don't know.
Sick.
Are we in?
Yeah, we're in.
We're
Don't worry,
live?
dude.
Hello.
Yeah, dude, we're live.
Hello.
Hey, so we got DalDakota, the local Lambda player here.
I am. For 7 years I've been playing this character.
7 Jesus
Only
Christ.
character I played started in CPE with Lambda. I fell in love with her. She's still the love of my life in Central Fiction. Love this character. Did it before Monarch. Just let that be known.
Oh, yeah, let him know, let him know,
Let him know, let him know.
Let him know. All right, so per usual, we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about.
Sure.
We'll go through it pretty quickly. Don't forget, there's always Matcherinos around. You know, hit exclamation point Matcherino for
Use
stuff
those
that we
codes.
got going on. The next offline monthly is fast approaching. February is a shortened month. It is going to be March 11th, the usual affair. Exerts, Drive, CF, MBTL. You know, heck, may have some KOF. You never know. In terms of online stuff, that's coming up pretty shortly.
Yeah.
Our next Plus R Online Monthly is going to be February 18th. That's only in like a week and some change.
Yeah.
Burst Limit is also ongoing right now for Season 2. We got our rerun of that happening. It's going to be every Monday, 8 p.m., and that'll end on March 27th, final tournament for everybody that qualifies. You can hit exclamation point next week in the chat to check out the signups for that. Always super, super fun stuff. We've had a ton of people pulling up for brackets. Even if you want to show up for only a week, that's still A-OK.
Totally.
Pull up and have some fun with us. And of course, as you just saw, Beach episode, our New England Regional, it's back.
We love it.
Join us on July 15th. We got a weekend of games. The beach. We do that. We do actually go to the beach.
Real
and a
beach
ton of fun.
episode.
Yes. And you know, if you want to come out, definitely show up for the definitely pull up for Friday because we got the weekly the day before.
Yep.
Then it's the regional. Then it's the beach.
Make
the
a
day
whole
after.
weekend of it.
So
It'll
it's
be
a
great.
whole thing. We got a ton of games. Exerts, Drive, Plus R, CC, BBCF, Dems Fighting Herds, Sailor Moon, a whole bunch of stuff. Trust me, it's a lot of stuff. I'm saying this while Spooky is getting hit. Jesus Christ.
That is right. Spooky is in the corner right now. We've seen Thantis here before. I mean, we've seen this matchup.
You've seen both players.
Yeah,
do this
right.
How many times?
Thousands. At
Thousands.
least.
At least. 5cc managing to catch Spooky's landing here so far. Anti-air comes out, but it's so slow. And you can tell Thantis has seen it before. Because a lot of times when you're newer to fighting Aracune, you land on the ground, you don't realize that the anti-air involved, and then you get hit by it.
Yep. Unfortunately, I don't get to play against Spooky's Aracune a lot. He picks Akumen
on you?
He picks Akumen on me,
Damn.
so... and then we never get to play because he shows up late all the time, so...
You know how it goes.
But Spooky turning it around a little bit here. He's got the corner pressure.
First time, so pretty much one hit from death potentially.
Yeah, here's the minigame.
What in the world is going on? He like jumped twice and did nothing but
Spooky gameplay.
Danger state already.
Danger zone.
That's 20% extra damage, 100 meter for Aracune. This is a double super.
Yeah, this gotta be it.
Oh, probably couldn't have route for it without curse, I guess. That's such a sick
Spooky
rusher.
playing with his food. Oh, okay, there we go.
In danger state, so can't barrier. So you crush trigger, and then the bell bug comes in right there to give you the that was pretty sick timing.
Okay.
What
Nice.
a 5A match!
Yeah.
I just blocked those. Oh my god! Avoids the burst. This is so bad for Thantis, actually.
Wow.
Oh my god. I cannot, like,
I wouldn't
put
want to be in this
the
scenario.
numbers that are bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god, caught by the low. Not a huge amount of damage for being in curse, but you're also down like 20%.
It's demoralizing.
It's
you
very
see
much
those
so.
two rings around you, and it's just
Oh my
I
god.
cry.
Guard crush bug, backs off. And at this point, you're just playing with the life lead. You just let the bugs go.
Right. I mean, Spooky gonna sit back here, and exactly there you go.
You literally just
Big
wait
perfect
for it to
there.
happen. Yeah.
Big perfect there. Definitely not gonna count Thantis out here, though. I mean,
no.
He's a solid player. He's not gonna waver from this, so
Yeah.
run it right back into the rematch.
Thantis always kind of has the mindset of like, yeah, it's whatever. I'll just get this.
Oh,
done
it's
when it comes
right.
to,
Game
like,
one's over. We're right on the game two.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say he's
okay.
always pretty good. Why did that kill the ball? That was silly.
I wish I knew.
That makes sense, but that was so funny.
Yeah.
This is a goofy game. Alright, gonna see the dive open here. Probably gonna build a stock, check for roll. Yeah.
Yep. Mashing out.
Immediate mash after
Yeah.
I do rather.
Both players mashing.
These guys are mashers at heart. Look at that 6
Nice.
Yeah. Low crushes, so it's a very useful tool to kind of call out a certain some pressure reset.
Okay.
Should be death.
Wow. Blue. This is the name of the tournament, folks.
Thantis believed in his death so much that he did
Okay.
it in full tech.
Big anti-air.
Spooky has OD, but he doesn't have any curse built up, so Thantis could actually definitely take this. No, but he doesn't commit.
Oh my goodness, dude. You hate to see it.
Yeah, sometimes when you're on offense in those high-risk situations, you feel really inclined to backdash or air backdash away.
Definitely.
But that space that you give up is so critical.
Yeah.
And you either have to plant your feet, and you might as well just block if you think it's going to be a reversal, or meaty and say, screw it, that's just the inherent risk. It's tough to weigh that option, quite frankly.
Thantis saying, get off me. And immediately sending Spooky back to the corner here.
Yep. Dive, goes up the stock, and that's the Spooky special.
Yeah, there's the curse. Back into the
OD
minigame.
into backdash. Wow, I had a hair of curse. That sucks for you. Oh,
Nice
good
tech.
tech. Not ready for the 3cc though. That's actually funny that happened, because Spooky DM'd me the other day, because he was like, hey, like, what do you do usually in your like post-air tech situations? Because for air tech in this game, it's actually very weird where I always forget which is which, but one of the characters that ends up in the air tech situation gets sent up higher than the other.
Oh, just one character specifically?
Yeah, one character specific gets sent up higher,
That's
so that affects like a lot of the air
That is
situations
interesting.
in the hitbox.
I always get messed up off of air tech situations.
Super weird.
Because you can just, I always forget you can kind of just instantly do something. Like,
Yeah.
your opponent will just run at you and then like, oh.
Like, you know, you either...
I'm expecting a recovery time.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Especially if you forget if they like spent the air action.
Yep.
Then they air dash at you, you're like, oh.
Right, do they still have a jump, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a play of Smash Brothers.
That's like a... Yeah, now you're going to make me think of... what would be analogous to that? No, not that. That's like... Yeah, no. That's like you're getting edge guarded by Marth, and you don't know if you spent your time.
Yeah, literally.
And you're like, oh, damn. Am I going to hit another dare, or is it going to be fair? Oh, man.
Me every time I SD.
Dude. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Managed to find the setup into that super. That one is a weird one. I'll explain why in a quick sec. This is a dire situation. The bugs hit.
Has to burst.
Yeah. No other
He's
option.
blocking, and I mean, Arcone can just sit back and
He's
do his
fuzzy
thing,
jumping,
but he waits out the curse and just runs right at him.
Yeah. He had to as well because that barrier gauge was about to end.
Right.
Thantis was really worried about a Garker plug. OD?
Hopefully he can get his barrier back.
Huh. Interesting. I was not expecting counter assault from Spooky. I would have thought he would have overdrive again.
Wow, that is blocking really well. Gets the burst. Yeah.
And there it is. Yeah. So that super where the bugs come out from the ground, it's one of the few supers in the game where you're actually actionable before the screen goes back to normal.
Okay.
So like, you know, like how Bang's a reversal super, sometimes you try to punish it and then you're a little late.
Yeah.
It's because while the screen is still blue from like the super effect and all that stuff, you're actually actionable.
Really?
Yeah.
That is interesting.
That's
a little misleading.
The block stun is ends way earlier than you think. And for that super, the startup is slower than you think. So there's a lot of cases where, unless there's very specific setups, you can actually just dash out.
Hey, just another reason that Arcane is a whack character.
Knowledge check character, in a lot of ways. Honestly.
Oh, yeah. Nice life lead here for Thantis. Great way to start, what is this, game 3?
Yeah, he's looking good. Curse meter as well, counter at 6B. That is a really good burst if you're Thantis. If you're Thantis, I'm clapping. Definitely. I'm on my knees praying to God. I'm like, yes, thank you. That's such a huge resource for Arcane to not have. But, curse is curse. Counter assault come up, maybe?
Right, I mean, it's only a bad burst if Arcane does not capitalize off of it here.
Oh, man.
But he's looking really well.
This is now not as good as I thought it would be for Thantis. Wow. Now bug set up for the meaty. DP still connects. Oh, my God.
Oh, it just rips the freaking laser beam.
If there was any clip that I had to describe Subaki DP, it'd be that. Terrible invuln, but absurdly active.
Yeah. That is actually really funny.
Yeah. Maybe Spooky looking for a burst right there. I think maybe the JB was probably supposed to be barrier.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be my guess. Right now, we've seen Spooky do a lot of low profiles, actually, with the 2B on Thantis' approaches. It's worked out pretty well, which is shocking because, like, Subaki JCC is so huge.
Right.
Teleports out. You can do that when he's up against the wall. Oh, I love that confirm. It's so sick.
I really like Subaki combos. They look cool. Not when I'm getting comboed, but...
Oh, I hate getting hit by 3C as well. That one makes me mad.
I love it, actually.
Every time I get hit with that by Thantis, I'm like, I hate this normal, and he goes, dude, it's not even good, and I'm like, yeah.
And you're like, biggest down player of the century.
It's not, the normal's not even that crank, like, dead ass. But
it's frustrating.
It feels
still.
The worst to get hit.
Frustrating still, yeah,
because
exactly.
I'm like, you idiot, you just mashed 3C, this, and that.
You're like, really? I got hit by that?
Yeah,
that's right.
It's very aggravating. Anyway, Spooky won.
Spooky won.
3-0.
Spooky won. Great job to Spooky here. Yep. Big 3-0. What was that? Oh, that was winners finals.
Yeah, it was winners finals. Spooky chilling in grands.
Yep.
Now it's up against, now it's Photon and Roan who will determine who fights for the chance to play against Arcane or Hoffman. Exciting, truly.
I am very excited to see this. Roan, not a person, I only really come out to the monthlies now. But Roan, I mean, he's one of the OGs that, you know, when I started coming down here way back in like 2017, I mean, he was here playing Naoto, I think, at the time.
I wouldn't be shocked. Roan, you know.
All around just, I mean, great player, though.
Yeah, awesome dude, great player. Lab monster. Probably the funniest quiet lab monster I've ever seen. I was telling the story earlier where, like, I thought I found some, like, crazy Oki against, like, Makoto.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen, like, Roan or talked to him in, like, a month or two. And, like, I posted it on Twitter. And then, like, I see, like, a few hours later, he comments under it, going like, "You can delay the E-Tech bug a few
like,
frames, and then it doesn't work."
This tech.
And I was like,
"Try again."
He was like, "Dude, it doesn't work." I was like, "Ah, damn." And you know, he's never mean about it. He's just like, "Hey, this actually."
Hey, I mean, you need to know.
Yeah,
he doesn't want you to be using false tech.
He has like the nicest way of going. Actually, no.
Right. And then Photon here, resident Rachel player nowadays.
Yeah.
Just coming back off Frosties, I believe.
Yeah.
Finished just outside top 48, I believe.
I think so.
'Cause I know he was supposed to commentate top 48, but had to play some losers games.
Yeah, I think he commentated top 32 or 16.
Yeah, something
instead.
like that. Something like that. Yeah.
Also,
He came in a little later.
played Naruto back in the day.
Also played Naruto back in the day.
also
yeah.
kind of funny.
The
Yeah.
Naruto background here, but again,
Yeah.
Ben, another player who's. Yeah, I mean, you can put him on any character,
He'll
and he's
do
gonna.
well.
He's gonna.
Kagura
I mean,
and
yeah,
all
he
that.
played Kagura game 1 tonight, I think. And
Oh,
won.
really?
Yeah, I believe so.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Unless he was lying to me, which
I don't think he's a lying liar. The lie.
nah, he's a little bit of a jokester, but you know.
Why are you mean?
No, he's a joke.
You're mean. That's mean. That's mean.
I love Ben. Ben.
Wheel of Fate is
I love him. I love him to death. He's gonna have one of those moments where he just like cooks, and either A, it goes well, and then he's like the barrier's unlocked, or it's like, damn, now I have all this pressure because I like did the thing.
Oh, totally. And he's also, I mean, he's totally capable of, you know, applying this crazy pressure to you with Rachel, and then the next interaction, he is laming you out and
Yeah.
just sitting back and totally changing up the flow.
Super good about
Yeah,
that.
so this is going to be a pretty cool match here. I don't think I've ever seen these two characters play against each other. I'm going to be honest.
Surprisingly, no. Damn.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of a. I mean, I
There's
haven't really
definitely,
seen
like-
a lot of Yusuke,
yeah.
honestly.
There's definitely a lot of older tournaments where I would see this being like SKD versus like someone else.
Someone, definitely. It would definitely be SKD, though. For sure.
Probably.
Rowan-
Trans Am confirmed. Okay.
Okay, Rachel getting out of the corner, blowing herself out of there. And Ben's just going to sit back here and start throwing bats and barn animals.
Yeah, really just trying to find a way to get Roan to sit still enough for George to come by and then start his pressure.
Right, but talk about a character that moves, Izuyoi.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, she teleports behind you.
Both characters have pretty frank movement options.
Definitely. There's definitely going to be some weird movement interactions in this set.
Yeah, for sure. Archie's the low
Nice.
to the overhead.
Ben's bursting. Wow, catching him in the backdash, I believe, there.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Roan will try to like EX teleport on reaction.
That's what I was thinking he'd do as well.
Because in theory, like, there's not. I don't remember the invuln on the. What do we even call that super?
Animal.
Like,
I call it barn animals because
No,
you get hit by the cow.
No, that's good. I don't think there's like a colloquial name.
I don't know.
Everybody just means Rachel has no win management like needed to do. And she throws out the super, but we don't call it it.
Super TM.
Yeah. I don't know what.
But you're right. EX teleport could definitely be an option if he's able to time it right. But again, yeah, I don't know the.
I'd be
info
curious,
properties on
yeah,
that.
about that or like.
I mean, he can at least just get behind where the projectiles are flying. You know, that's kind of a win.
Curious. We'll see how it plays out.
I'm sure Rowan will probably do it.
Goes in the stance, decides to fall off a bit. Just like
Cross
EX
line.
teleport. All right, lots of stock to play with still. Strike fall. What do we got for Oki? Ah, wow. Sticking to the air confirm right there, trying to chill down Ben. Gets a counter for it.
That'll do it. That'll do it. 1-1 now. Both players looking solid right now. This is an awesome game. I love this.
Oh,
Nice. Starting off aggressive.
6B win round start, and suddenly it's time to block the 50 with George.
Yep. With starring George.
Guest star. Can you imagine? I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
the
think about it as like the sitcom, and you're
BlazBlue
like,
sitcom.
dude, you're like stressed out blocking 50-50s, and George is there just
Yeah.
like trolling you.
It's like listing the actor names at the beginning, and then it's like, no, featuring George.
George, yeah,
The crowd goes wild.
truly. Who would George be in Full House?
Who would George be in Full House?
Who would he be?
Uncle Joey. No.
I was gonna say he'd be one of the twins.
It definitely would be. Definitely would be. I know, honestly, if I'm being real, I haven't seen Full
Oh
House.
my God! Astro
go,
defeat at
let's
the post!
Let's go!
Ben!
Showing no mercy here.
Jesus!
Showing no mercy.
That's one of the first times in a while I've seen Ben having a laugh.
Whoa, I
Look
told
at
you,
it.
he's a jokester.
Dude, he's having a blast. Would you look at this guy? Look at that guy. He's so happy. Look at the messed up things he did. He's so happy with himself. Wow.
Oh, man.
What a guy.
What a guy.
What a guy. Shout out, man.
Hey, it was optimal combo.
It was really, that was actually sick as hell. I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know if it wasn't, but that was so cool.
Hey, honestly, no shame on Astrals. I will never pass up an opportunity to Astral.
Dude, Rachel's Astral is easy to confirm. You don't even have
It's
to
wicked
do it.
easy, and it's cool.
Dude, she hits like 2 buttons Astral.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's gonna hit Astral all the time. That's one of the things that's like really great about Rachel for like how she serves games, is that she has very good ways of either dumping resources traditionally with her double supers in the corner, but also her ability to ask for you like very quickly can seal out your burst.
It's almost like a reliable like execute option almost. You know?
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it.
That's like a good way to put it. Yeah. Like she gets you to that chunk of health, and I mean if she has the resources, just dump them.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you're dealing with like Kokonoe players that have really good golden takers. You get thrown, they got OD and full meter. That's your execution.
And you know they're gonna use a golden taker.
You know.
I mean, come on.
Dude, net playing Banana Ken when he hopped online, I'd be like, all right, don't get thrown. Ah, jeez.
Like the only other Kokonoe I played besides Science Cat is
Played Tempest Tim, or
no, I think it was a Mexican player.
That would be. I know what you're talking
It's
about.
not Matocat.
No, why am I forgetting the name? Wow, I should know.
You know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't really do the gold. The main people that do golden taker stuff these days is like Banana Ken and like Tempest Tim.
Yeah.
Like those people are really good at inserting that kill pressure. Izanoi can doesn't really quite do that to that extent. It's more like the feeling of like that death of 1,000 cuts.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know,
Definitely. I mean, if she's moving around so much, I mean, if she's just chipping at you, you know, not in the literal sense of chip damage, but chipping at you.
You're getting hit with
in
like
the boxing
J's
sense.
or 2A's,
Right.
all that stuff.
You just kind of run around, do a little bit of damage here, a little bit there, and next thing you know, I mean, and Rachel, I mean, lower health character.
Yeah.
It's not going to.
And then there's
not gonna take
cases
long.
where, like, you know, you may want to mash on easier. She gets the rare 2C fatal, and suddenly you're looking at God. It's
Right,
like
right.
those TikToks where, like, you tried to fight someone, and then it jump cuts to God, like saluting you and like, how's it going, man? And you're like, oh.
Round start, and then it immediately jump cuts to round end.
Yeah.
Easily a winning.
Oh, wow. I'm shocked that JC win. I'm curious to see if Roan might opt for more like JAs and JBs, because those are really great.
There you go.
Yeah, there's the JA
There
to
it
kind
was.
of get around. All right, burst comes out here. And remember, this is
Just
set
killing
for
George
Photon.
instantly.
Yeah. That's the fall.
Rowan has a. Oh.
Almost had it.
Thought we were going to see the reciprocated Astral there.
Yeah, honestly.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
wow, yeah. Good movement to get the conversion with the JB there.
Nice. That'll be game 2 for Rowan there. 1-1 now.
Yeah. Both players going right into it.
Nobody taking breaks. No breathers here.
Nope.
We're running.
Run, don't stop. Here at Boston Blue Beat. Damn. That is funny. Trying to get like a couple of stocks from throwing out a projectile, but the lightning rod literally just cancels it out. You're just set up. You have let Rachel into your home.
See, like I said earlier, you know, Ben not afraid to just change up his pacing a lot. And you'll see right on that round start, I mean, he just sat back, setting up his spear, or his scepters there.
Yeah.
And then now he just has the corner pressure, and he can play his game.
Kicked down by Rachel Poison. Yeah, has to find a way to get out of that situation. Roan doesn't have a ton of stocks to play with here as well.
Good job getting out of the corner there.
However,
Rapiding for some more pressure.
backing off as well.
Nice counter hit. That'll do it.
Surprised Roan was mashing there. For how good it is, we haven't seen Roan counter assault all that much. And Izuyoi counter assault is so good.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, because two things. Even on non-counter hit, it sends you across the screen, and Izuyoi moves mad far forward when she does it.
Okay.
So she gets to launch you. It's actually like absurdly cranked.
So it can cover a lot.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of counter assaults in this game whiff, or have a lot of whiff potential.
Yeah. So it's no rag to counter assault, I'll tell you that. it's nothing like that. That thing is built of different stuff. Oh man. Roan trying to adjust the spacing just a hair and gets caught walking forward.
There it is. There's the barn animal. So it doesn't look like there's much info on that at all.
Yeah.
But getting the blue beat here.
Yeah. The big thing there for Roan was that there was still enough time for a few of the projectiles to come out. And that's one of those weird situations where you have to find a way to nice teleport to kind of get out of the way. JAOD, no conversion though. Ben holding fierce. Chair isn't punished, but the 2C eventually comes out.
Nice.
Roan does
Finishing
not
with
want to
that
do
super.
it first.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
And right now we are at set point for both players. Let's see what the round starts are. Both players back off.
Yeah. Respecting each other.
Nice IDs. 3C connects. There's that
Blocking
60.
the overhead.
Maximum stocks as well. Oh, goodness. Waiting just a little bit to give Ben hope that to jump out, and then just pops it eventually.
But Ben getting a nice little hit here.
Pretty good.
Nice. Getting a little side swap.
There's the instant overhead. All right.
Nice.
Nice conversion.
Take
Not
to
a
the
lot of wind
corner.
to play with, but George is on the screen. Beware.
Ben does have OD here, which is huge. It's gonna be. I mean, Roan might get it back. Roan is gonna get it back soon.
Next hit kills for both players,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh,
And
is this gonna be the Astral again?
And GG's.
It's not as cool the second time.
That's because he did counter hit. It's just like, anyway, bye.
No, great game. I mean,
Yeah.
2 Astrals. Dang.
That was
What a
good set.
heater. What a
And-
heater.
Oh, wow. You like transition between like, dude, that's so cool. Oh, he hates him. What a bad person. What an awful guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, as you were saying, right, like Rachel's ability to execute kind of being on full display there, even when Roan just got the burst,
Right.
literally immediately gets locked out of it. Astral,
Yeah.
stack it up.
That's a
Like,
huge thing to remember. You cannot use OD. You cannot burst if the other person is in OD.
Yeah.
So you just you pop that just to lock them in, and then it's free reign after that.
super, super good. And right now, damn, they're going right into it. No breaks for Photon. Okay. Jeez. You know, you can go to the bathroom, drag it out, you know, do
No.
whatever.
No.
The wheel of fate is turning.
Maybe one of them does need to go to the bathroom. The other one says no. You can't go to the bathroom. Play me right now. That's the mind games.
I could
That's
see
half the
Thantis
battle.
saying that as a kid.
I could too.
I could see it doing that. You'd walk up and be like, actually, you're not allowed to use the bathroom.
Can I use the bathroom real quick? Yeah, but I'll take game 1. Dang, Ben getting a great round start here. Straight to the corner. 50% health on Tsubaki now.
It's already looking way different from the previous set, where it felt like Photon could not get it started. As opposed to right now, where he's definitely playing.
Oh, yeah. Maybe this is good for him, you know, hopping right back to the next game. You know, the momentum's going.
That's the,
Boom.
that was-
Big perfect right off the bat. Way to set the tone for the rest of this set.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of the big things kind of about like losers runs is that as long as the bracket hasn't been too long, there are many cases where you warm up and you start playing really hot. From the
Oh, yeah.
momentum.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, if anyone knows the losers bracket, it's me. But I hear you. You know, you're running through winners. You know, you're not going to play as much games as somebody who's knocked out as the losers and has to fight their way up.
You have to kind of find the space to like get your casuals or to like stay warm. So,
Right,
like,
right. And even then, you know, I'm a player. I can't warm up too much.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
try,
why-
I'll try to I'll get into an autopilot mode. So it's finding a good balance. You know, what works for you.
You and Spooky might have something in common. He's in Winterside on his phone.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But in all
Spooky
seriousness,
shows up late with Boba, and then gets hungry
he's gonna
towards the end of the bracket.
make his
that is
Boba money back.
that is the
classic.
that is the classic. That's the tradition.
But in all seriousness, yeah, there are certain times where like you kind of get to a stage where you just need to like give yourself space to think out.
Yeah, totally.
So it can end up kind of like that. We are here in the
Photon playing that amazing zoning game right now, but
Yeah.
Tsubaki just getting right in there.
All right, should be sent to the corner. Oh, let's see what he goes for here. Mid-screen knockdown.
Oh, okay.
I think that killed George. I think what maybe Photon was like waiting on was bait out the DP, let George get the counter hit, and then just follow up for a confirm since
Yeah,
the hit's running so long.
but it looked like the DP just went
Yeah, it just
straight through
killed it.
George. Rest in peace. I think George has 700 health,
It's a lot.
something like that. I know he tanked like 5 hits of my 3C earlier. We were playing casuals,
Yeah.
and George just
So
big
George,
bodied it.
Yeah, George is like, he has good base health, but I think it's that hits on him don't scale technically.
Okay, so
But
he has
usually-
different like health properties.
Yeah, but usually like you want to have like a fast sweep that does good base damage so you can get him off the screen quickly. we saw earlier in the preview set actually, like, for example, Thantis went in with the 2B, made contact with George, and then like got countered.
Yep.
Stuff like that. And Tsubaki 3C, as dumb as it may look, has high startup. And so
just like that. You know, Photon getting the perfect game 1, but Thantis coming right back getting the perfect in game 2.
Yeah, I talked about George while Photon died.
Yeah. George is important. It's important we talk about George.
He's actually critically
What did we
important.
say? Guest starring. This is BBB guest starring.
Literally, Rachel is a guest star of George's character. It's genuinely important, but it's so goofy.
It is.
Oh, yeah. 3C gets interrupted there, actually. Kind of speaking of it. Lobelia is set. Poison is ticking. That's a lot of unscaled damage.
Oh, yeah, that was
the game lies. That's a lot more than 2.6.
Yeah,
leave it at that.
Danger
state.
zone, yeah.
Forced to counter assault. Does not want to deal with getting crush triggered into more damage.
Yeah, Thantis doing the best to just put on pressure here so we can get his barrier back, and it's working. He's carrying Photon right to the other corner. Uh-oh.
They can pop overdrive as well if they're desperate for a barrier, but no longer now.
Really?
That is a critical part of jailed. Okay,
Wow,
good job using barrier. Photon actually ran out of wind.
Catching the backdash there. Oh, but falls out.
Yeah, no more wind. Probably going to see a super come out.
Windless. There it is again, interrupting the super.
Yeah.
That we don't know the name of.
No, we don't. We
Maybe
do
one
not
day.
know. Maybe one day. We'll look it up.
Yeah.
Another super coming out, but good positioning.
Yeah,
However,
able to get out for the wind.
Rachel has wind. You thought you could interact with me?
They're just
You're
gonna come back and do the same thing that Rachel just did.
just walking in. It's Tsubaki pressure time. Nice challenge
There we go.
Super smart also to wait. I think he tried to wait for the command normal to come out, the follow-up, because he can't really cancel out of that. High recovery as well, it looked like. So got the 5-man punish there.
Nice.
Whereas ordinarily, like, Tsubaki, if that follow-up normal hasn't come out yet, then you have to deal with, did they follow up? Did they jump cancel? Or did they do nothing?
True.
It can be very frustrating.
Gets the rollout, but okay. Ben's fighting right back.
A couple of good mashes, and suddenly the tides are indeed turning.
The Wheel of Fate, the tides.
The sea, the wheel. Alright, let's see what we get. Lobelia plus George. Ooh!
Tries a purple grab.
I think he wanted, I think he was checking for a throw away.
Yeah. Nice there. We love that move.
And this is probably death action.
Might be another action.
This is OD double C.
This is gonna be another action.
This is OD double C. No, didn't start the combo with below 30%.
Oh, right. Has to be started.
It's Rachel in the corner.
Nice.
You're dying.
Beautiful. Sipping on the tea.
In your hood.
Dang it.
And already, in a complete turnaround from the last set that they had, up in winter semis, Photon is up 2-0.
Yeah, Photon's looking really good right now, putting up a great fight against Thantis.
Yeah. And Thantis, on the other hand of things, definitely has some answers, but things have not come together quite enough to net a complete win. George is still on the stream, my friend.
Yeah, and I wonder if Rachel has. I know at least with some Lambda combos, Rachel falls out of them for weird scenarios, and I've seen that happen on some of Thantis' combos where Rachel kind of falls out towards the end a little bit.
I would not be shocked. Rachel has some weird hurt boxes.
Okay.
So there are certain things that drop. Like Bullet also has like a few like tiny things that drop on
Gotcha.
Thantis, having unfortunately played against a lot of Bullet, is no stranger to adjusting their cover.
Right.
85B connects. This is death. Plain and simple.
Nice job.
Pretty standard affair for a round for Tsubaki, but again, we have to see if Thantis can manage to get this and convert it into a win.
Definitely feels good to be at least one round up though in this game 3.
Still, you're 2 games down against Rachel.
That's right. This is going to be an uphill battle.
For sure. Tries to dive the maneuver around, but Photon positioned super well to punish the handle.
Yep.
Sets up George. It's time to guess.
Yep.
Walks low. Backs air to air.
Wow. Whoa. Hey. Chasing with the air throw.
Tech forward buttons against Rachel is bold with her 6A.
Oh, Oh, catching the backdash briefly there, but
No conversion.
Photon able to make it out.
Yep.
Just running, making some space here. Go back to
Trying control the
Nooch.
screen.
Go back to Nooch. Get as much damage as you can from range.
Interesting. Q360 completely killing George.
Yeah. Thantis just let it rip and ran right on him.
Yeah.
There's the burst from Photon.
Doesn't have a stock to their name though. George is on the screen. Can't blow past them now. Forced to block and let Ben in. Spends the meter to send it
Gets the
immediately on
grab.
the way out. And
Should-
this,
yeah.
that will definitely be the round. 6
Nice,
Yay.
nice. Just like game 1.
Yeah.
Nice, quick, decisive game there for Thantis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second round definitely looked a bit dicier, but he managed just to pull through.
Just able to, I don't know. It looked like he kind of just stuck to his same game plan, and things just worked out better for him there. That was nice.
Yeah, there's certain times where like you play somebody in a set, you know what you're supposed to do. You're like on paper literally doing the same things that you were doing in the first place.
Yeah.
But unironically, you just happen to be correct more, or you've made some unconscious adjustments to kind of make that happen.
Yeah. And that's a huge anti-air there.
Now
Catching that backdash again, but again,
he's
Photon
kinda
just
going-
gonna blow out.
Yeah, he immediately is gatling into the 6BB, so I don't think he's recognizing the backdash.
Okay.
You know, he's just piloting it into that.
Right.
You know, assuming it's pressure. But the 6B does not catch the air hit, convert off the air 5B. So you might, the first thing that Thantis might have to do is opt for maybe like 5BB to easier to like convert it into easier.
Yeah. Just gonna let the EA rip there.
But I think that's active flow though. Yeah, that's 4K damage.
That guy takes 3K when he hits the ground.
Yeah, that's actually
That is really funny.
insane.
And Photon doing the right thing here. Just,
George and a Lobelia.
wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Tsubaki, I hate you.
Dude,
You really just, can you imagine, I think I'll play neutral. Tsubaki setting out the swords, which didn't
I've
even
been
do
there.
much.
I don't need to imagine
The
it.
swords didn't even do much. It's the fact that he just ran up IDJC.
Yep.
With the
Yep.
rod on the screen and George on the screen.
I tell you, it
Thantis-
gives me a headache.
Thantis isn't a gorilla. I'm saying this because he'll shoot me if I do.
I mean, he did play Tager and Ezreal.
Which is hilarious when you think about it. It's actually really, considering his playstyle now, it's super fun.
I know, it's really funny. I think one time he told me he didn't mean to pick up Ezreal. He wanted to go straight for the Tsubaki, I believe.
Oh, really?
But ended up just kind of, something like, he said something like he wanted to practice his characters in a different order, but ended up just kind of sticking with Ezreal.
That's fair.
But that was a brief moment in time.
Yeah.
Brief moment in time.
To kind of convert what I said from a meme into like an actual kind of response to a couple of things. One of the big things that you find in some there's the 5BP, but no conversion,
Yeah.
man, damn.
Recognizing it though, and just gonna throw out the swords there to win
Swords still
Nooch.
there.
Again, just running through the setups from Rachel.
So that's kind of one of those things that you find that you have to do with a few times where you frankly just have to full set it.
Yeah,
You
totally.
cannot let the certain characters limit you from approaching at all. That doesn't mean you like have to go balls to the wall, but you have to be careful and you have to know that there are indeed certain times where you're just gonna have to ID and throw something out.
Right.
And Tsubaki, with one of the fastest dashes in the game and one of the longest and fastest air dashes in the game, is very good at full sending into buttons.
Talk about somebody who's going to full send to get in. You're going to do it on Tsubaki for sure. And just like that, it's 2-2 now.
Right now, Photon losing momentum. These are the kind of situations where the mental is a very difficult thing to overcome.
Right, will Photon wave or will he stay strong here?
But right now, it's looking like the
Dan is looking solid right now.
This is one of those times where you kind of have to pull it together. Let's see what he's got, though. Overdrive is available at least.
There it is, the huge anti-air again. That has been on point with those anti-airs.
Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Photon's been actually having a very hard time dealing with that. Surprisingly, there's been a lot of situations where we haven't seen a lot of 6As connecting on places where an IAD from Tsubaki would have fallen right into it.
Yep.
So now we're seeing a lot of situations where Thantis gets to play out neutral and make his approach quickly. See situations like that right there,
Yep.
where he jumps in and Photon is looking for a different button to press there, but it's not working out, and you're letting Tsubaki get in. That's death. This
That's
is
it.
going to be the set right here, actually. As long
Wow.
as Thantis finishes this confirmed.
Nice freaking comeback.
There it is, and that's tough.
That is tough.
Like, it is on both ends for different reasons, right? It's hard to mount a reverse 3-0, and it's hard to prevent one because it feels awful as your opponent is slowly but surely
Oh, yeah.
making the climb again.
I mean, we talked about, you know, having that mental and staying strong. You know, the health is a resource mentality.
Yeah,
You know, I'm up 2 games, but I still have to win a third. You know, anything can happen.
yeah.
And Thantis just staying strong there. I mean, sticking to his game plan. I mean, his combos were solid in specifically those last 2 games that he won.
Yeah, you could definitely see the movement carrying in a lot of situations wherein, like, if we compare it to the first, we can compare the first 2 games to the last 2 games, right?
Definitely.
The first game, round 1, Photon, immediate hit, you're in the corner dead.
On
At
point.
round 1,
Yeah.
so fast.
He was setting up his, Lobelia? Is that
setting
what
up the
it is?
Lobelias, yeah.
The Lobelia, the Georges, they were doing work.
Yeah.
They were doing work.
So much work. And then you come across to the opposite situation where your opponent has now got a better handle on your mannerisms, on your
Yep.
habits currently,
Yep.
and they're able to dash in. And seeing an opponent when you're zoning out, just full send it and get a hit, so damn it.
Oh, yeah. I
Like-
mean, as a Lambda player, I've been there. I mean, there's a lot of pressure that's fake of Lambdas, so when I run into opponents such as Thantis, who knows those gaps, and, you know, I'm throwing out 5D, 4D, and he knows that he can just IAD at me out of it, and, I mean, he's got Tsubaki IAD, so...
Dude, even then, there's cases where you're like, all right, I guess I'll 2D anti-air. Oh, they dashed up. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Or they have another jump, or they super jump, and it's just, you know, I'm minus 50,000 frames.
Yeah. Speaking of characters that make you feel bad when you're wrong,
Arakune, there.
and there's that dash up that we were talking about
Yep,
earlier.
yep.
That high natural speed from Tsubaki. Let's see if Thantis can at the very least drag out the overdrive. It's going to be the backdash. Curse has started immediately. The timer ticks down at half the speed as well in OD. Thantis surviving a very long portion of the curse action.
But in danger zone again.
Extra 20%, crush trigger immediately comes out. Thantis not able to respond in time. Conversion doesn't come out super clean for Spooky.
Thantis will have an opportunity. Oh, but
mash.
Spooky's mashing like a madman tonight.
Jesus, he was playing plus R earlier.
What was in that boba?
I don't know. Who knows? Man grab coming out right there. Thantis, Jesus.
Dude,
Just full sending it again with that 2-3-6D
not
into
getting the
knife.
conversion on that though.
Not going to get the air throw here. DDP completely whiffs.
Wow.
Oh,
Go shark boat on him.
I'm not sure what.
That's
They're just
literally.
loudly saying something strong. Yeah. Alright, air-to-air situation here. Tsubaki, her JBB does cover pretty great space, so probably going to see that in situations where both Spooky and Thantis are kind of like in the air. However, Arakune JB is very good. Just put it down. CTA, he's a tender. Air dash, overhead, same side. 6A is blocked. Good block on the However, clipped by that 2D, and that should be curse. And now, it's not a matter of will you block the whole sequence, it's how much you can.
Yep.
The answer, not a lot.
No. It's either block half the sequence and lose your barrier, or keep your barrier and just take the damage.
Oh, interesting. Going for the OD there. That's not going to kill you. Yeah, there's the VA, but the minimum damage at that point.
Yeah. Going for the stylish 6.8 there.
Yeah, that's a very high damage.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That was
teleport.
a nice way to go around the swords.
Yeah. But the sword still caught up, which I'm shocked by. Oh,
Yeah.
what a smart air dash there. Backing off and then
Huge
just
play.
waiting for that like a J1D, but you just immediately charging forward. Super, super tight right there. Let's see what our round start is. Blocking, beautiful.
Blocking, jumping back. Safe options.
Next. That's gonna be first round start for Spooky.
I wish I knew more moves of Arakune's. I'm just seeing
The
them
special
move around.
names?
I'm just like, just in general. I mean, like, you know what 2B is and stuff. And I'm just like,
Oh,
I don't know what
I don't
button's happening.
I get hit a lot. That's what. I mean, that's just how it is. I remember. This actually reminds me of something funny. Hold on. I want to see how this plays out. This is very close. Actival's about to run out for Thantis. There he goes. Air throw connects.
Air throw.
Oh,
Conversion.
my
Both
God.
players
Big
with
drop.
full
Air
sticks
throw,
of butter.
super. Oh my God! It dropped.
Wow.
This
Chasing
is
with the air
death.
throw again. Come on, Thantis.
That's death. That's death. That's death. That's death.
Yeah, this
Wow.
is an easy conversion. Wow. I can't believe the bugs dropped there.
That was super weird. I guess.
I wonder if it was because he was on the edge of it.
Yeah, I think it was the spacing on the air throw just didn't work out.
Weird. That was really weird.
Yeah, it was odd. Thantis and Spooky asking each other.
I know, they're literally talking about the same thing. So.
Dude, oh my God.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Somebody
What were we
let us
talking
know.
about? I forget what I was.
You said you had something funny to say, a story.
Oh yeah, no, I remember when I was first listening to anime commentary, people would like list out the bunch like, oh, he's doing his 5B, 5C, whatever. I was like,
Oh,
what are
yeah.
these people saying?
Oh, yeah. That's
and
me.
then going on to commentary and then learning move names and being like, wow, what a 3C. And I'm
Yeah.
like, huh.
I guess when you practice the comms, you get used to the buttons better.
Honestly, it's just kind of like you lab a character, you kind of remember it. You get hit a bunch, you ask questions, you have to know the move name.
I can tell you all Lambda's buttons.
I
No
know.
problem.
I believe it. What's the name of a record series?
What?
What's the name of the 236B series?
Oh, Arc Parser's Y.
Yes, it is.
Or Act Parser.
It's like Act Parser, then it's like Zwei, something, something.
Act Parser's Y.
It's like Zwei, something, Try.
Yeah. Exigonel. They're all
Exigan, yeah.
they're Subaru car names.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Exiga. I need the command list in front of me, but yeah, they're all.
Is it Subaru?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
You know that Amane's move names are Sentai?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're Sentai names.
I knew that Izugo is our Gundam.
Yeah.
Double O, GN Particle. Shout out to Double O.
Dude, shout out to Transit.
If you haven't
I was
watched,
literally talking about that earlier with Dorothy.
I had it.
Oh my God.
You want to cry? Watch that show.
Level up, man. What a
Watch
show.
that
What a show.
They
We
just-
gotta change, man. We gotta. That
Lock
moment
on.
still makes me want to scream.
Dude, Haro saying lock on over and over again.
Dude, like,
That's-
oh my
Not
God.
gonna say anything
Wheel of
else.
Fate is starting.
Man.
We love Double O out
We
here.
love those. Alright, 2BB whiffs.
Nice.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Full conversion out of it. Not a lot of damage, but the corner carry is really the most important aspect. Get lay low. That's what the problem.
I've seen this before.
My goodness, the Subaki, she's pressuring. Back off. And
Just like that, the side swap from Spooky, and then the side swap again from Thantis.
why did that whip?
These players just trade in the corner. They say, it's your turn.
Swapping around, moving like dancers. Except Spooky's getting beat up again.
So Spooky probably can't dance. How long I'm doing something?
I don't. Yeah. He probably makes something out of that. Look at this curse about that. Guard crush probably from the side swap. And wow, teleport behind you. This is death. All because. Alright.
Spooky trolling.
He does a little bit of trolling.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Remember when I said Photon's a jokester?
Yeah. Oh, you said he's a jokester.
That's what I said.
I thought you said jokester this whole time.
No!
That's why I was like, that's so mean. That's why I was like, that's so mean.
No!
That's why I was like, damn.
Let me wipe
What?
clean slate.
No, yeah, I thought you were being a mean
jokester.
person.
That's J-O-K-E
K-E.
stir. Not choking, dude.
Okay,
No one's
yeah, that's
choking
why I
at
was like, damn. Like,
No, that would have been brutal, dude. I love,
yeah, that's
I
why
love Ben.
Now you understand why I was like, dude, what's going on? It's like, wow, like you're so mean with the smile on your face. I was like, Jesus Christ.
You can't. I have a mask on. You can't see my
Those are the most unhinged people. The people that smile when they say something funny. You're just like, what? Counter assault to oh my god. Honestly,
curse marks
that's a
interrupting everything.
survival for a curse. Oh, spider.
Spider
Oh,
again.
spider.
One more time.
Oh, shark.
Shark mode.
And that curse. What will Spooky do
Just
now?
like that. Curse is bad. Danger zone. On
Gotta
Thantis
burst,
now.
and you didn't need to do that, but I see why. What?
This is weird.
He's dead though. Super.
Boom.
God, that does so much to me.
1-2.
Yep.
Spooky. Crawling back.
Did you say that because he's a bug character?
I did.
That was pretty
I
good.
did say that. Thank
I
you.
actually like that a lot. That's really good. I should have let that be more subtle.
I'm learning. I'm getting used to the comps.
Don't worry, man. Chilling,
The
honestly.
wheel of fate is turning.
It's a local vibing out. It's all
Definitely
good.
vibing out.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's not a vibe out. That's not a vibe out moment. That is,
Definitely
wow.
not vibing anymore.
Definitely the vibes are in shambles. Oh my god, the low is blocked, but whatever the heck happened next, he got hit. Ah! Dark Crush. Wow! What is going on? I've seen like curse picks, but that was like really bad.
That was a quick round.
That was like
a
so fast.
quick
Like,
round.
like what the? It's all because the bugs were specifically like covering Thantis.
Yeah.
Normally they're coming in from like 40 different directions when you get hit. They're not always like sitting around like watching you get hit.
Right. Big, huge round start again from Spooky here.
Early curse is the worst.
Love to see the blue beat.
Early gotta get it. Nobody blue beats like Boston. Woo! Oh, you should make that a shirt. I
What?
think that'd make a good shirt.
What?
Nobody blue beats like Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, wait, that might be something. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. A couple 5As here, nothing too crazy right now.
Full stick of butter. Just letting it rip. Boom.
Spooky hadn't popped that literally at all in the entire sets that I've seen.
Dang. All of a sudden, it's 2-2.
Yeah,
Holy moly.
just like that. It's the nature of the beast, really. You know, when you're dealing with Arakune, there are so many games
The wheel of
that
fate
can
is
just be
turning.
like, I got cursed early, my burst didn't work, and
Yeah. When the stars align for Arakune, it's quick.
yeah. And I think that last game especially was due to the result of that burst bait, because that messes up your burst so much.
Definitely. Especially someone, Thantis, I know, a huge proprietor of burst management.
Yeah.
Always opting to ODing through moves to get, prior advantage and such.
What a and, you know, up against Arakune, you do want to burst the moment like you might get hit first, but you always hope that head happens like as little and potentially as late as possible. Oh my god. He messed up his dash blocks. I talked to him about it earlier today. Because I got hit by him doing stuff and I was like, I'm bad at dash blocks. So I run into that same problem. We are seeing what happens. And that's a problem.
That is.
You got it. That's how it is. Yeah. That's a situation, right, where like he's not wrong necessarily for trying to dash up and like establish an offense. But when you're incorrect or it happens to be the wrong decision, it is wrong.
Right.
Someone's yelling out something. I have no idea what. But it's Christmas time. Thantis isn't going to pop the burst quite yet. Probably just going to wait to click a wake up overdrive. Or on Alright. Didn't want to eat any more damage, but oh, you got the reverse cloud on you. Dashes in, finds the hit. Counter assault from Spooky. A lot of these 6Bs. He really wants to call out the reversal out.
Thantis getting out here though. He's getting a little damage on it. It's not over.
Spooky has a hair of curse, so he can OD, but the wake-up mash might be what ends up doing Thantis in here at BostonBlueBeat Grand Finals. Spooky
There it is.
mounting the comeback on winner's side and finishing it up here.
Wow. Wow. A valiant effort from Thantis.
But alas, he falls.
Yep. Dang. What a bracket. That was a big bracket, huh?
Yeah, we had like 28 people.
28?
23.
23? Wow. Wow.
It's pretty good. The thing was, like, this month, we just had, like, mad big brackets for a bunch of stuff. Like, Plus R had, like, 20-ish people.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Plus R had, like, 20-ish people. We had,
Dang.
like, 11 people show up for CC.
How did GrandBlue go?
I don't know actually.
Yeah, I wasn't here. I showed up.
We had like 15 for Grand Blue.
Well,
15?
yeah.
Not bad at all. Not bad.
We had a big ass tournament today for everything.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I walked in. I was like, oh, that's
Same. I
like
walked
a lot
in. There
for
was a ton of
February. I was
people,
like,
yeah.
okay, like
yeah,
you're not on college break or anything. Like, you just
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
People showed up.
Well,
throw a raid over to Skeletal Minion.
oh, the skeletal minion. Oh yeah,
He
where?
is
What's
the only
up?
person I know that's online.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
WASD's offline.
Yes. Lunar Phase was online, but they're done.
Oh dang.
Recursion's
After Lunar
online.
Phase? That's
I don't
surprising.
think WASD's online. Spooky's online.
Guys,
Not
don't
the good one, but
don't forget
Dude,
beach episode. And this is just
Rerun.
rerun.
This is just on my mind. I can't stop
Rerun.
thinking about it. I don't want to hear anybody telling me they couldn't get the days off. Right? We're giving you 5 months in advance.
5 months in advance.
5.5 months in
Pre-reg
advance.
is open now.
RTO
right
now.
now.
Yeah, it's pretty
Go
good.
sign up.
Pretty good for PTO. I'll say that right now. All right.
I just went on vacation. I have no PTO, but I'm still gonna be here
Oh damn.
because I don't work the weekends.
All right. Well, we're going off to raid.
It's been real.
Yeah, it's been real.
It's
Give
been real.
Skeletal a hello. Bye guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.